Welcome back to Top 10s in AI Art. In this video, we'll dive into fascinating stories of people who claim to have visited parallel universes or experienced mind-boggling events that defy our understanding of reality. We'll explore encounters with doppelgangers, out-of-body experiences, and intense déjà vu. We'll also take a look at scientific evidence supporting the existence of parallel universes. So, relax and join us on this intriguing journey through the strange and wondrous world of parallel universes. At number 10, we have the Mandela Effect. The term Mandela Effect was coined in 2009 by Fiona Broom when she noticed something peculiar. She remembered Nelson Mandela, the former South African president, dying in a prison during the 1980s. But in reality, he passed away in 2013. When Broom talked to others about her memories, she discovered that many people shared the same false recollection. Surprised by this collective misremembering, she created a website to discuss what she called the Mandela Effect and similar occurrences. This incident has sparked speculation about alternate realities or parallel universes. Coming in at number 9, we have the mysterious green children. In the 12th century, a strange event occurred in Woolpit, England. A group of villagers came across two young children with green skin, apparently speaking gibberish and acting nervously. They wore unusual clothes. The villagers took them in and offered them food, but they repeatedly refused to eat. This continued for some days until the children came across some green beans in Richard de Calne's garden, which they ate straight out of the ground. Unfortunately, one of the children passed away, but the other grew up, lost her green skin, and lived a normal life. The children explained that they came from a twilight world called St. Martin's Land and had entered this world through a dark cave. The mystery of the mysterious green children remains unsolved, leaving us with an intriguing tale from the past. Jumping in at number 8, we have the Torrid Mystery. Back in 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. After security staff grew suspicious of his identity, the passport check showed that a country called Torrid was listed as his nationality. Torrid, of course, doesn't exist. However, the man stated it had been a nation for more than 1,000 years and pointed at Andorra on the map, claiming it was located between France and Spain. The authorities couldn't find any records of this mysterious nation. Amid the investigation, the man was taken to a hotel and put in a room with high security. But the next time they opened the door, he was vanished. Some believe he was a fraud, while others speculate he might have crossed over from a parallel universe. At number 7, we have the Vanishing Road. A Reddit user shared a story about a few years ago when she lived in a small town surrounded by woods. While taking a walk with her brother, they discovered a new paved road off the main gravel road, which was unusual. They explored the road, experiencing a drop in temperature. The road was black with no dividing lines, and it was bordered by short red trees that resembled redwoods but were not native to the area. They walked for about 3 miles before deciding to head back due to darkness. When they stepped off the road, the temperature returned to normal. They planned to explore further the next day. But when they returned the next day, the road had vanished, and there was no trace of any red trees. When they asked their parents, they knew nothing about it. Transporting to number 6, we have the Doppelganger. So, there's this story about a teacher named Emily Seiji who had a really strange problem. She had a doppelganger, a ghostly twin that would randomly show up and look just like her. The weird part is, Emily couldn't see it, but everyone else could. This twin would copy her movements, sit beside her, and even interact with students. It caused a lot of fear and confusion among the people at the school where she worked. This kept happening to Emily, and she lost a bunch of jobs because of it. Eventually, even at her current school, parents started taking their kids out, and she got fired. These encounters often leave people questioning whether they have momentarily glimpsed an alternate version of themselves from a parallel universe. Sliding in at number 5, we have the Time Traveler. In March 2003, a man named Andrew Carlson was arrested by the FBI for an extraordinary stock market success, turning an $800 investment into $350 million in just 2 weeks. He shocked authorities by confessing to being a time traveler from 250 years in the future. Initially, his confession was dismissed as lunacy or deceit, with officials suspecting illegal inside information. Despite offering to reveal the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden and a cure for AIDS, Carlson never disclosed his sources. The FBI couldn't find records of his existence prior to December 2002, and mysteriously, an unknown person paid his $1 million bail. On the way to a bail hearing, Carlson vanished and has never been seen since. Jumping in at number 4, we have the dimensional shift. In March 2006, Carol Chase McElhaney took a trip from San Bernardino to Paris, California. Along the way, she noticed a Riverside exit sign, a place tied to her family's history. Curious, she decided to visit her old haunts and her grandparents' cemetery. To her surprise, everything had changed. Her childhood home and other family houses were gone, and the cemetery was neglected. It seemed like she had entered a parallel universe. The city she once knew had become unrecognizable, with dilapidated houses and unfamiliar faces. Feeling uneasy, Carol hastily left. Years later, when she returned for her father's funeral, Riverside had reverted to its familiar self. The homes, the cemetery, and even the Mission Inn were restored. Carol never encountered that alternate dimension of Riverside again. Coming in at number 3, we have Wrong Turn. In November 1986, a man named Pedro Oliva Ramirez supposedly took a wrong turn in Spain and ended up in a different universe. He drove through an unfamiliar 6-lane highway lined with strange buildings. He felt a temperature change in his car and heard voices telling him he was in a different hemisphere. Confused but determined, he eventually found himself miraculously parked in front of his own home. Despite trying to find the mysterious highway again, he couldn't. These stories are mostly considered urban legends, leaving us with unanswered questions about parallel universes and the unknown. At number 2, we have Mystical Stone Forest. In the mystical Marcahuasi Stone Forest of Lima, Peru, there are eerie stone formations, resembling human faces, stand as enigmatic sculptures. Yet the forest holds a deeper secret, an alleged dimensional door. Dr. Raul Rios Centeno, a curious investigator, encountered a patient with an extraordinary tale. While camping in Marcahuasi, the group stumbled upon a torch-lit stone cabin filled with people dancing dressed in 17th century dresses. Drawn towards it, the woman attempted to enter the cabin before her friends changed their minds and pulled her back. But not before half of her body had passed through the doorway. It was allegedly then that the woman discovered that the side of her body that had passed through had become paralyzed. Medical tests provided no answers, leading Centeno to believe in a dimensional shift. Natives and scholars speculate that the stone forest hides a doorway to other realms, forever enticing explorers and leaving them with lingering mysteries. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Joseph Voren. In 1850, a mysterious man named Joseph Voren, or Joseph Voren, showed up in a small German village in search of his brother, but had previously been shipwrecked in an unknown location. When questioned by the local authorities, the man insisted he was originally from a country called Laxaria, in a place called Sacria. He spoke a strange language, read and wrote in Laxarian or Abram, and believed in a religion called Ispatian. The interesting part? No one could find Laxaria or Sacria on any map. Some thought Voren might be a time traveler or from another dimension, while others believed he had a mental condition. The story fascinated scientists, and even made it into a publication by author John Timms. But what happened to Voren afterward? No one knows. The mystery of his origins and the possibility of cross-dimensional travel still leaves us wondering. It's like a real-life puzzle that may never be solved. And there you have it, folks. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the top 10 real-life stories of parallel universes. Also, let us know in the comments below if you've ever delved into the mysteries of parallel universes firsthand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating content. Stay curious and take care until our next adventure.